After a long time, talking to people, building people, explaining to people, going on stages, shaking hands, I can definitely tell you there are specific traits that keep people poor. Why people are poor? It's like a scientific thing after a while. Because you understand, you talk to so many and you're like, damn it, so many people have the same freaking patterns. So in today's video, I'm gonna tell you the 3 main traits that I see in people who stay poor and stuck. So you can check yourself and decide to get out of them, because some of them become an addiction. Just a quick note before we even dive into them is that criticizing yourself, it's very hard. Matter of fact, majority of people want to be right. They want to be like, I don't even check myself. The other people have to check themselves. That's why they like to judge other people. But when you start the journey to become successful or more pure, or you tend to a different level of frequency, or you tend to elevate in this life, then it's the actual process of checking yourself, getting into yourself and, hey, what can I do better? Not what the world can be different, not what the other people can change. No, what I can change, what I can do better. When you're entering that path of self-development and self-growth and self-judgment and tough love towards yourself, everything starts to change. So my big suggestion to you today is look at yourself and check these 3 traits, and make sure to check them not with your own head, but with the head of someone you respect a lot. Maybe someone who's much above you, maybe someone who's your mentor. Make sure to judge yourself in a lovely way, putting yourself in the shoes of someone much ahead of you. Because the classic thing of poor people is that they are fish and they don't see the water, because it's so glued to them, it's so part of their habitat, it's so part of their environment that they don't see the water. That's why it's hard to become rich and successful and change your life, because if you knew everything you should change in order for you to grow and become that person to attract the success, you would do it. Matter of fact, people don't become successful because they don't see what they lack and what they should be different. So the number 1 trait of those who change their life is that they know what to change. Please be careful to this video. Check yourself. The first so common trait of poor people is that they don't listen. You're like, no, Giorgio, no, we listen because we want to grow, we want to make more money, we want to travel the world, we want to be more independent, we want to be free, we want to know how to invest. No. Poor people don't listen. They talk more than they listen. We've got 2 ears, 1 mouth, but most people forget that. Most people have like 6 mouths, 1 ear. Matter of fact, they tend to interrupt you. It's so funny to see and to witness this on and on and on. Success, money, wealth, whisper, poverty shouts, yells. The poorer people are, and I'm not talking about money only, I'm talking about knowledge, I'm talking about wisdom, I'm talking about in general, these higher individuals. They tend not to talk much unless it's required, unless they want to do it, because there's a purpose, there's a goal, there's a need, they want to share something. They are listened by those who they talk to. If they don't feel they are being listened to, they don't want to talk. They don't want to give pearls to the pigs, waste time talking to those who are not willing to listen. And so it's a double dynamic, which is perfectly mixed. The poor, what they do is they interrupt. So the rich has, let's call it the rich. The rich man, the rich woman wants to help the poor one. And so it starts talking about, for example, I don't know, where he's investing, what he would do if he was the other person. Then the poor, every 1 minute is interrupting. Yeah, you're right, but this and that. It's true because also, and the rich is like, hey, I'm giving you my time for free. I'm at the beach. Just shut up and listen. And it gets interrupted once, twice. And you will see that the dynamic is that at the end of the day, the poor talks more than the rich. And this brings the rich to not talk anymore, because he feels like, hey, what am I even talking? I can't, like that. He's not understanding. He's talking more than he's listening. So remember, the poor people tend to interrupt, tend to overtake the conversation. They're unable to listen. That's why rich people don't want to talk much. That's why rich people are those who listen, and then privately they act. They change their life. It's just how life works. Poor people are poor because they want to be poor. On top of that, they understand that not everyone will understand them. Like poor people, they're so much behind that they would not understand the information they have. It's like the gap is widened so much that they even think, why should I even tell them? They're like 17 steps behind. They cannot get my thing. So I have to lower my talk to their level to try to bring them up to my level. But what is the friction between every level? Oh my goodness, it's such a long friction. It's such a hard job. And I'm here at the beach, I'm here at the villa. Why should I even go start? Let me tell them to go read the book. And knowingly that they will not read the book because they don't listen. That's life. The second trait is that poor people cannot reshape the way they think. They cannot reshape their brain. The most beautiful thing to do in this life is to reshape who you are, the way you think, the way you see the world, the lenses you have on. If you want to become successful somehow in whatever field you like, you need to reshape the way you think. Successful people, they look for shocks. They look for big events where they can get new information. That's what successful people do. Poor people, they don't. So make sure not to be so stuck on your own ideas. Make sure to be able to criticize yourself, to ask yourself, hey, what if the way I'm thinking is not the correct one? How much am I willing to listen to something opposite to my way of thinking? Life is created by the head, by the brain, by the thoughts. If you cannot change who you are here, your life will never change. Stop being so convinced of your own thoughts. If they were so interesting, your life would be so interesting. So maybe the way you think is not so interesting. Change it. The third big trait that I see on and on is that poor people cannot go deep. They cannot have deep conversations. It's awful almost. Poor people, and again, poor is not about money. It's about the way they think. It's about the way they operate. It's about the way they believe. It's about the way they say things. It's about the knowledge they have. It's much more than money. Much more than money. Money is one of the basic things, but it's not about the money. It's about the interest in that you can develop in this world because of what they know. Poor people cannot go deep. When you go out, the conversation is superficial, the jokes are superficial, the pants are superficial. They cannot go deep in themselves. They cannot go deep in relationships. They cannot go deep in everything they do. It's like everything is so superficial. But success is deep. Success requires you to get into yourself, to get into others, to look into people's eyes deeply and to understand the humanity, understand psychology, understand money, understand success, understand business, understand labor. It's understanding at the end of the day. And the understanding cannot be superficial. You always have to ask yourself, how many other people know what I know? How many other people see the world the same way I see the world? If it's too many, you cannot be successful. It's that easy. So be brutally honest with yourself about these 3 points. Be ruthlessly honest. You can have both honesty, success, money, happiness, free time, family, love. You can have it all. For example, this is a belief that many people don't have. They believe success is too hard for them to achieve, money is too hard for them to achieve. Somehow they have some thought, and everyone has some thought stopping them. Find that thought, go deep in yourself, change that thought, change the way you think, transform your life. You can do that, okay? And let me know here in the chat, please, which one of these 3 is the hardest for you to change? Which one of these 3 you found it's really there, stopping your success, stopping your development? And also, as always, I ask you, drop me in the comment here, which one is the next title for the next video you would want me to develop and to share here with you, okay? Really go deep into this channel. There's so much content for you. Go and search your answers.